This is Tate Modern, one of the world's most popular museums, with one of the world's finest collections of modern art. Every year, more than 4 million people come here to view their fabulous collection. But how many actually know what they're looking at?
In my experience, not that many, which is hardly surprising. Modern art is fabulous, but it can be quite tricky. And to be honest, places like this with their captions don't always help. They can be full of juxtapositions and praxises and talk about assemblages. They could baffle more than enlighten. Which is why I've written What Are You Looking At?, which is an informal, anecdotal but fantastic book of modern art, in which I'll explain why this, or something really quite like this, is one of the most important artworks of the 20th century. It was created by Marcel Duchamp, a French artist, who walked into a plumber's merchant's in Manhattan and bought a urinal. He took it home, he signed it en masse and dated it 1917. It changed everything. Suddenly, art could be made out of anything. It could be made out of a urinal. No longer were artists limited to working off canvas or marble or stone. They could put their ideas first, not the medium. Okay, it is true, he was taking the
The modern art story starts in post-revolutionary Paris, when the Centre Rebellion still filled the air, and ends 150 years later in the here and now, in a world of broken banks and a booming art market. What has happened in between times is not just the story of modern art, but the story of our lives. It's a story full of characters and dramatic events, war and peace, communism and capitalism, new ideas and old problems. And throughout this time, artists have been making extraordinary works of art because they had extraordinarily important things to say. In fact, there's not a work of modern art that I can think of that doesn't contain a novel's worth of ideas.
Take this work of art, for example, by Lucio Fontana, made in 1960. It's called Spatial Waiting, and it doesn't look like much, I admit. But then when you take a proper look, and you can see the browns of the frame and the board and the canvas all carefully blended as a tonal transition, taking your eye to the middle of the picture. And when you get to the middle of the picture, or what is in fact a blank canvas, you see that he's just put a great big slash down the middle. What he's actually done is he's destroyed one work of art, and by doing it, he's created another. More than that, he's taken something which was at once two-dimensional, a flat canvas, and he's made it into a three-dimensional artwork. He's changed a canvas into a sculpture, and that's pretty clever. And then behind that, he's put some black gauze to make sure you get this sense of depth that you're looking into a void. He was obsessed with space and the space age. And this is a painting or a picture or a sculpture, whatever you like to call it, which is immersed in ideas of the 1960s. I could go on for hours, but I won't. You can read the book.